The scissors fell from her trembling fingers and clattered against the marble floor, the sharp sound echoing through the luxurious salon like a gunshot. In that frozen moment, time seemed to hold its breath, because what was supposed to be a quiet act of kindness had suddenly turned into a storm of misunderstanding, judgment, and heartbreak that would change all their lives forever. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that restore faith in humanity, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them most. Aisha had never imagined she would feel so small inside a place that sparkled with wealth. The salon was located in the heart of the city, where crystal chandeliers reflected off glass walls and everything smelled of luxury and privilege. She stood there in her simple clothes, her long dark hair falling down her back like a curtain, holding scissors she had borrowed with quiet determination. She was not there for fashion, fame, or money. She was there for something far more personal, something born from loss and love. For months, she had been growing her hair with care, refusing trims, enduring teasing, all so she could donate it to children fighting cancer. She did this anonymously, without social media posts or praise, because kindness, to her, was meant to be silent. What Aisha did not expect was the presence of her boyfriend's mother that morning. The woman was known across the city as a symbol of power and prestige, the elegant mother of a self-made millionaire whose name dominated business headlines. To her, appearances were everything. Reputation was currency. When she walked into the salon and saw her son's girlfriend cutting off her hair, her world tilted. In her eyes, hair was beauty, beauty was value, and value was status. Watching thick strands fall to the floor felt like watching disgrace pile up at her feet. The mother rushed forward, her face pale with panic and anger, begging Aisha to stop. She believed this girl was ruining her future, embarrassing the family, destroying her chances of ever fitting into their elite world. She saw rebellion, not sacrifice. Poverty, not purpose. Desperation, not dignity. Aisha stood there, her hands shaking, her heart pounding, unable to explain herself. Words felt too small, too fragile in the face of such raw disapproval. Tears burned in her eyes, but she kept going, because stopping now would mean abandoning the promise she had made to children she had never met but already loved deeply. As more hair fell, so did the silence. The salon staff watched with wide eyes, unsure whether to intervene or pretend nothing was happening. Aisha felt exposed, judged, stripped not just of her hair but of her worth in the eyes of a woman who mattered too much in her boyfriend's life. She thought of walking away, of leaving everything behind, including the man she loved, because love should not cost someone their dignity. Yet she also thought of hospital rooms filled with fragile smiles, of children staring at their reflections, longing to feel normal again. That thought kept her hands steady. Then, without warning, the glass doors burst open. Her boyfriend rushed in, breathless, his face drained of color as his eyes took in the scene before him. Hair on the floor. His mother in distress. Aisha standing there with half her hair gone and tears streaming silently down her face. Shock hit him first, then confusion, and finally a deep, aching understanding. He knew Aisha better than anyone. He knew her past, her struggles, her quiet generosity. And in that moment, everything clicked. He moved quickly, stepping between them, his presence commanding the room. He did not raise his voice, but his silence was powerful enough to stop everything. He gently picked up a bundle of the cut hair from the floor, holding it as though it were something sacred. His eyes filled with emotion as he explained, calmly and firmly, that this was not an act of defiance or shame. This was an act of love. He reminded his mother of the nights Aisha spent volunteering at hospitals, of the money she quietly sent to families in need, of the promises she kept even when no one was watching. The hair she was cutting was meant to become hope for children who had lost theirs to disease. The truth landed like thunder. The mother's expression crumbled. The anger drained from her face, replaced by horror and regret. She saw, perhaps for the first time, how narrow her understanding of worth had been. She had judged a heart by appearances, kindness by class, and love by social status. Watching her son stand so protectively beside Aisha forced her to confront a painful reality: the richness she prided herself on had never taught her compassion. This girl, standing nearly bald and broken, was wealthier in spirit than she had ever been. Aisha finished cutting her hair. What remained was short, uneven, and raw, but her posture straightened as though a heavy burden had lifted. She felt exposed, yet strangely free. The salon no longer felt intimidating. It felt honest. When she turned to face the woman who had begged her to stop, she saw tears instead of judgment. An unspoken apology filled the air, heavy and sincere. In the days that followed, everything changed. The donated hair reached the children it was meant for, transforming into wigs that restored not just confidence, but childhood joy. The story spread quietly, not through headlines, but through changed behavior. The mother began volunteering, humbled by what she had witnessed. She learned that legacy was not built by wealth alone, but by the lives one touches gently and selflessly. Aisha and her son grew stronger, bonded by truth and resilience rather than comfort and approval. Just before the ending,